Sammy was a cheerful 23-year-old with a big heart and a love for funny memes. He lived in a tiny apartment in Seattle, working as a junior graphic designer. Life was simple, until one Friday night when everything changed. That evening, Sammy had just come back from a stressful week at work. His fridge held nothing but leftover pizza and a carton of questionable orange juice. He grabbed the pizza, flopped onto his couch, and decided to scroll through his phone. As the minutes ticked by, he cracked open a can of beer. Then another. And another. With his judgment swimming in a fizzy haze, Sammy found himself staring at his phone screen, his thumb hovering over a contact he hadn't messaged in years, Miss Lily. Miss Lily was his old supervisor from his first job. She was kind, witty, and yes, a bit older, okay, a lot older. She'd been like a wise grandma figure at work, always giving him solid advice. But tonight, none of that wisdom mattered. Sammy wasn't thinking. At all. He tapped her name and began typing. The words spilled out like the fizzy drink he just dropped on the floor. Hey, Miss Lily, I wine glass, you still lookin' fabulous? Face blowing a kiss, he wrote, not stopping to think about what he was doing. Before he could second-guess himself, he hit send. And it didn't stop there. I was always too shy to say it, but you've got a vibe, you know? Smirking face fire. By the time he realized what he'd done, Miss Lily's little typing dots appeared. Sammy's heart froze. Sammy, is this you? Are you okay? She replied. His brain screamed, abort. Abort, but his fingers betrayed him. Miss Lily, you're, like, timeless. Like wine, like a really good wine, he typed, cringing at his own words but unable to stop. On the other side of the country, in her cozy Florida home, Miss Lily squinted at her phone. She was sipping tea and watching reruns of a detective show when Sammy's texts popped up. Her cat, Mr. Whiskers, meowed disapprovingly. Lily chuckled, though. Sammy's texts were bizarre, but she had a soft spot for him. He'd been such a polite, hard-working young man back in the day. But this? This was something else. Sammy, how much have you had to drink tonight? She texted back. But Sammy was spiraling. Would you ever, I dunno, want to visit Seattle? Maybe? Grinning face with sweat, he typed, pacing around his apartment. He suddenly pictured Miss Lily showing up at his door with a suitcase and her cat. The thought made him slap his forehead. Meanwhile, Miss Lily decided to play along a little. She had always been sharp with words, and tonight, she couldn't resist teasing him just a bit. Seattle? I do miss the rain. But Sammy, darling, I'm not sure I'd survive your bachelor lifestyle, she wrote with a winking emoji. Sammy's face turned beet red. He flopped onto his bed, staring at the ceiling. Why did I do this? Why? The next morning, he woke up to the cruel sunlight of regret. His phone buzzed, and there it was, a text from Miss Lily. Good morning, Sammy. I hope you've recovered. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. But let's keep our conversations professional, shall we? He groaned and buried his face in a pillow. But instead of blocking her, he replied. You're the best, Miss Lily. I'm sorry for being weird last night. Her reply came quickly. You're forgiven. Just remember, Sammy, age is a privilege, not a barrier to wisdom or humor. Over the next few weeks, they texted occasionally. Not about flirting or rain or wine, but about life, books, and cats. Sammy realized that he didn't need to be embarrassed anymore. Miss Lily was cool, understanding, and full of life lessons. And that wild, cringeworthy night? It became their inside joke. Years later, Sammy shared the story on a YouTube channel he created to talk about life's awkward moments. His viewers laughed, cringed, and even teared up at the heartwarming friendship that followed. Remember, guys, he said at the end of the video, don't text your ex-supervisor after 3 beers. But if you do, make sure she's as cool as Miss Lily. The video went viral, racking up millions of views. Sammy's story of impulsive decisions, unexpected connections, and the beauty of laughter in awkwardness touched hearts everywhere. And yes, Miss Lily watched it too, sipping her tea, her cat by her side. She smiled. Timeless, huh? She muttered to herself with a chuckle.